Hello, welcome to London Colney. It's Saturday, a rare occurrence for Arsenal to hold a press conference on a Saturday, but that's what's happening. See, they had the day off yesterday after Thursday night's game against Olympiacos. A little bit of soul searching, I imagine. Yesterday we'll be finding out exactly what Mikel Arteta's got to say. Now he's had a couple of days to sort of process what happened on Thursday night. So I'm here at London Colney. Press conference coming up, and I will update you on exactly what went on afterwards. But usual sort of things, I imagine. Today certainly going to be talking about that Olympiacos game. You've got Pompey game on Monday in the FA Cup, and just we're interested to get Arteta's reaction and exactly what went on Thursday night, how the players reacted to it, how he can lift them, because he was talking about that after the game on Thursday night, how now his first job is just to lift the players and get them going again, because they can't afford to feel sorry for them, can they? Sorry for themselves, because there's still plenty to play for this season in the league and the FA Cup, and that starts on Monday night. So from London Colney, I'll be bringing you updates very soon.
Yeah, we're live from the start, guys. I'll just do a couple of splits, which I'll call out.
Right, so I'm here at London Colney. We've just been speaking to Mikel Arteta ahead of Monday night's game at Pompey. Not too much really discussed about that match, as you can imagine. It's still really mainly been about the fallout to Thursday night and that defeat to Olympiacos, and how the players have reacted to it. He said that the players trained today. They were off yesterday. They trained today, and he says they're all still very down, frustrated, disappointed, but his job has been to try and lift them and to sort of make them, aware, if they weren't already, there's still plenty to play for this season. It's a really important period of the season for Arsenal now, given they're out of the Europa League and that best chance of the Champions League has gone. But there is still opportunity in the FA Cup, as you see behind me, with the hoardings behind me. Blazoned everywhere, a competition that Arsenal have got a very good record in, that Arteta's won here before as a player, and there's a route into Europe by winning that. But there's still possibility of a route into Europe from the Premier League. Arsenal obviously 9th at the moment, but not too far off 5th, where there is a possibility that's as far down as Champions League places could go, given what's going on with Manchester City. And the Europa League could go down to 8th, so there's still plenty of opportunities for Arsenal to qualify for Europe, and he's been drumming that into his players and trying to lift the spirits and raise them again. But I think it's going to be interesting to see how they do on Monday night, and just how quickly they can shake off what happened against Olympiacos, because it was such a dreadful defeat, a demoralising defeat. The way it happened, the sort of last minute goal, then Aubameyang missing the chance, and he spoke about Aubameyang really as well. The question was asked, how's Aubameyang been doing? We saw how disappointed he was after the game on Thursday night, and I'll just read you a couple of quotes here that I've got from Arteta that he said discussing Aubameyang. He said he was gutted. Obviously, he scored a wonder goal that put us through in the competition. Then the last kick of the game, he had the best chance of the game, and he felt very responsible about it. But then Arteta added that we'll try to be right behind him. He's been phenomenal all season for us. Now the players have to support him. We have to support him, and that's absolutely true. I mean, Aubameyang can't shoulder the blame for Arsenal's defeat. He's almost single-handedly rescued them from a relegation battle this season. Well, he has single-handedly rescued them from a relegation battle. That's how bad it's been. That's how bad everyone else has been. So I don't think you can really proportion any blame on Aubameyang just because he missed that chance on Thursday night. And if it hadn't been from volleying in that equaliser a few minutes later, Arsenal would have been certainly heading for penalties anyway. So, and Arsenal need Aubameyang. They can't afford for him to be too devastated by us. And I thought it was post on Instagram yesterday was quite interesting. He said, look, there's still plenty of the season to play for, and Arsenal need him to be at his very best. They can't afford for him to sort of wallow in what happened on Thursday night and wallow in that mess. And I don't think he will. He's not the type of player to do that. He's too experienced. He's been around it. He's done it. He's scored too many goals for him to let one miss affect him. I thought it was quite interesting, though, the way Arteta was talking about Aubameyang and how the players are all going to support him. He's such a popular member of the squad. He's captain, obviously, but he's such a popular member of the squad. His bubbly personality, everything. The players love him here, and they'll all rally around him. There's no doubt about that. On the injury front, good news about Tierney Kolasinac. I mean, he's still going to be out for a fair while, but he doesn't have to have an operation on his shoulder, which is good. And it could be back after the next international break, which I think is sort of the best possible outcome Arsenal were hoping for, really, because there was a worry that he was going to have to go under the knife and could be out possibly for the season. I mean, last time we were here, Mikel Arteta said he wasn't sure if Kolasinac would play again, but it looks like he certainly will now, and that's good news for Arsenal. And Kieran Tierney, is a quote from Arteta talking about Tierney today. He said he is much closer, he is evolving really well, he feels fit and confident, he's going to start with contact. Hopefully we can have him soon. I mean, he's not going to play on Monday night. The fact he's only just about to start with contact, so he's still some way off yet. They've got to test out that shoulder because they've been easing him in. He's been doing full training. He's been doing, full sort of fitness training anyway, but the club has still been very easing him away from going into contact and really testing out that shoulder because they don't want to do any damage for it and damage to it. And it's while he's been in rehabilitation. But it looks like Kieran Tierney's not far away. I'd probably say, what if he's starting full contact now? 2 or 3 weeks. Mikel Arteta didn't want to put time frame on it. He was asked whether Monday night was an option, but it's not going to be an option. I'd be stunned if Kieran Tierney was involved in Monday night. And he was asked about Pablo Mari as well, asking if is he in contention. Arteta just said, look, I think they need minutes, and he was talking about Mari, Rob Holding, Reece, Ainsley Maitland-Niles, and he said it was a good game for them because they played last night for the under-23s against Manchester City. He said it was a good game for them to get their fitness levels tested, and they trained really well today. They're ready to play. I think we'll certainly see some of them on Monday night against Portsmouth. Whether we'll see them all, whether we'll see Mari get his first chance, I'm not so sure. Mustafi obviously went off with an injury. If that towards the end of the game against Olympiacos, if that's really bad and rules him out of Monday night, then maybe Mari could find himself on the bench, or Holding could. But I think he's going to still go pretty strong on Monday night. I think he made a lot of changes in the fourth round at Bournemouth, Arteta, but I think given what happened on Thursday night against Olympiacos and the mood around the place after the defeat, I don't think he can afford to make too many changes on Monday night, because another defeat, especially to, although Pompey are very, very strong at home, and they're going to have massive support, still if Arsenal lose to a League One team on Monday night, on top of going out of the Europa League to Olympiacos, and suddenly what had been an optimistic mood around the club in recent weeks has suddenly nosedived again into depression and anger and frustration. I don't think Arteta wants that, and the players certainly don't want that. And like I said, Arsenal, if they win this, are only one game away from a Wembley semi-final in the FA Cup. So, it's a big game for Arteta, and it's a big game for Arsenal. Talking about the FA Cup, Arteta said it's really special. It's probably one of the nicest games of the season when you play in the final in England at Wembley. Nice weather, incredible atmosphere, and it's a trophy that we are very much linked with our history. We want to continue to be attached to that, knowing that on Monday night in Portsmouth it will be tough, and it will be tough. There's no doubt about it. You just look at the stats behind Portsmouth this season at Fratton Park. Incredibly difficult to beat there. Fantastic home form, and we all know what it's going to be like, what the atmosphere is going to be like, especially on a Monday night under the lights. So Arsenal are going to have to be at their best to beat Pompey and get through to that quarter-final. Touchwood, I think they will. Just what happened on Thursday night, you'd hope you get a good response for it. It could go two ways, or it could derail the good work that's been done in 2020 under Mikel Arteta, or it could really kick them on again and give them the kick up the backside that they need to really go on again and have a good, strong end to the season. And I'm hoping that it's going to be the latter. Right, I think that pretty much covers the sort of main headlines from what we said with Mikel Arteta. There's other stuff as well, but that's going to come out. It's all with the sort of embargo section that we'll see on Sunday and Monday nights that you'll see in the papers in the build-up to the games that we can't really discuss at the moment. But it was an interesting press conference. Arteta was in good mood, I think, considering what happened on Thursday night and how low he and the players have been. I was interested to see what his sort of persona was going to be like and how he was going to be acting with us. But he was in, his spirits seemed pretty boosted. And I think maybe he's, painting a picture of a man who is trying to lift his players. Because I think if he appeared too solemn and too downbeat, then that's going to get across to the players. And he said even in the immediate aftermath of Thursday night's defeat, how his job now was to lift the players. So he's going to need to be up himself, and he certainly delivered that today in how he spoke to us and how he was. I think he gave the impression of a man who really wants to bounce back from Thursday night rather than wallow in it. I think that's the key thing to take from this, and the key thing that Arsenal need to do to go forward. Thursday night was bad. It was horrible, but it's done, and now they've got to focus on what's to come, and what's next is Pompey on Monday night.